My name is Liu Bing. I'm the Acting Senior Trade Commissioner for Austrade's largest offshore post based in Shanghai. Austrade is the Australian government agency responsible for promoting international trade and education, attracting productive foreign direct investment, and maximizing inbound tourism's contribution to the Australian economy. Shanghai is located in East China, a region with close to 10 times the population of Australia and a combined GDP of $2.5 trillion in 2014, 1.5 times Australia's GDP in the same year. The statistics behind our bilateral economic relationship is mind-boggling. China is Australia's #1 export market, our largest source of international students, our most valuable tourism market, a major source of foreign direct investment, and our largest agricultural goods export market. China accounts for 23% of Australia's combined two-way trade, which was valued at $153 billion last year. Currently, China's leaders are addressing a number of significant economic and structural challenges, including high level of local government debt, a downturn in the property market, industrial overcapacity, a softening in export demand, and complex reform of the state-owned enterprises sector. Despite these challenges, a more modest but sustainable target growth rate of 6 to 7% will still generate additional economic output equivalent to the combined economics of New South Wales and Victoria in Australia. As Chinese policymakers continue to rebalance the economic drivers from fixed investment to consumption-led growth, the market potential for Australian business is improving, especially in the services sector. For example, this year, China will continue to elevate millions of its citizens into the ranks of aspirational middle-income consumers, who already number more than 300 million. These consumers expect improved housing, more livable cities, a safer and higher protein diet, a cleaner environment, a good education, the opportunity to travel, and more sophisticated financial services products. Fortunately, these are all areas of competitive strength for Australia. The conclusion of the groundbreaking China and Australia Free Trade Agreement gives the Australian businesses a better deal in this market and promises a significant boost in the two-way flow of goods, services, and investment between Australia and China. Many Australian businesses are already taking advantage of this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to tap into the China market, including Mei Ping from Australian fashion labels. I would like to invite Mei Ping to share their story in China.
We're a fashion group based out of Adelaide. We manage 6 brands which are distributed via wholesaling showrooms and via a multi-brand retail concept. We've launched our business in China in order to develop our brands here and to satisfy Chinese consumers' increasing appetite for contemporary and designer fashion. We're a very dynamic company that always encourages and seeks feedback so we can quickly adapt according to market shifts and nuances, which I think is particularly important for entering rapidly developing markets such as China. Timing's also played a really crucial role in our success to date. As soon as we identified that there was a sufficient demand for young fashion and contemporary goods, we quickly invested the resources into this market so that we were able to have the right local insights and knowledge to make the business work. I think the opportunities are really endless. If you have the right product, the right sales channels, marketing strategy, and team to execute and navigate this particular market, then there really is no limit to what success you can achieve. I think particularly with the free trade agreement coming into play soon and cross-border becoming much easier for things like e-commerce, I would advise people to make sure that they've got the right people around them, whether it's your business partners in China or whether it's your employees. In every market that's key, but I think particularly in China, because it's so big and there's such a high turnover of staff, it's really important to be sensitive of your employees' needs and allow them room for development, and also to find people that can really relate to your vision. I think it's also very important to have long-term goals. I think People see China as being a place where they can make money quite quickly. But the reality is that it's a much more developed place than it was a few years ago. The local brands and businesses are becoming very competitive now, and they're exporting, and there's a big influx of foreign brands that have now entered the market. So it's really important to have a clear idea of what the landscape is like when you enter and what your value add is going to be. I would also advise people to listen and be open-minded. It's a really complex and challenging place to do business, but it also attracts a lot of really incredible and ambitious people who are very collaborative and supportive. So I would really try and connect with as many people as possible, as your network is really going to be very key to doing business here.
China market is too important to be ignored. There will be not only challenges, but also plenty of opportunities equipped with better information provided by networks and platforms such as Women in Global Business, Australian businesses whose strategies reflect China's new era of rising incomes, shifting urban landscape, and generation change will gain significant advantages.